desearle lo mejor al equipo completo. Es posible que obtengamos más de 2 medallas, así que adelante y sin miedo por nadie. Adelante todo el equipo ese. Éxito a todos.
it is also a really realistic, regarded as a really realistic defensive method at the present time. It could be considered as a martial arts like boxing too, in spite of its limitations as a sport. No wonder the reason many former athletes of wrestling ended up like security guards living abroad. Juan Caballero Ortiz is an advisor of the national team. For time, he's retired. He's a legendary Morris Priest coach. 65 years old.
Así, y bajar el hombro, porque si baja el hombro no puede subir, si el hombro está aquí así, es que lo sube.
An American champion. Blanca on the right, on the edge of the matrix. It is late 2019. Here are the national wrestling team, which is training here in this volleyball facility. It has been training here since many years ago. Juan Caballero's former athlete is explaining related free wrestling techniques in the center. along with some of the main figures of the national team of Cuba at present time in late 2019. In spite of the economic blockade or embargoes, the way it is known, this sport has been practiced for many years here, in spite of many local obstacles, including lack of medicine and even food at present time as well for the athletes. Enough food at present time. In the 80s it was better, but at present time it is said that it is not the same. So in spite of that, the national team of wrestling is being fighting and training here and even winning championships in spite of the even economic obstacles of their society. That is something amazing, taking into account that the rest of the world powers in this sport have most of them from the developed nation have all the conditions to train and even to win. So in this kind of unfair condition, they have been training and winning. What would happen if they had all the related economic support in terms of the society and food related, all the related needs would be covered in terms of the society needs, in terms of training, for competition, international competition, friendly games or friendly bouts with other teams coming here. What would happen if that would have ever happened before? I mean, at present time. That's the main question. That's the main question that remains until present day. This probably would be one of the most powerful team if they had all the related conditions, if the blockade or the embargo was finally eliminated. That kind of unfair and really outdated embargo and blockade, foreign blockade, applied to all the Cubans against all the civil society, including this sport and many other sports as well. The main figures of Juan Caballero, who is sat down on the left, was a main coach in the past. At present time too, he's coming. He's already retired to help his former athletes, like the one on his left, stood up on his left, and the one who is directing the train. In the center, this former athlete named Torreblanca, who is now fighting and training for the next Olympic cycle, on the next Olympics Games, which will be carried out next year. They are all training under these conditions. There is no air conditioning here. There is no running water to take a shower. So you have to take even public buses of transportation. Most of them, all they have car, which are given by the government, even though they are obstacles, induced obstacles applied from abroad. Those kind of unfair and what is regarded here as a really coward, policy applied against the Cuban society, which is applied even at the stabbing their backs. Behind them. It's right the opposite, according to their general local opinion, regarded as a coward attitude. Instead of talking face to face and solve the problem face to face, by being the way it should be. Two nations, two friendly nations, tied by history and by their really near distance, taking into account that all the Cuban population have a relative in that nation too. Mostly of the Cuban population. In spite of all those facts, the Cuban wrestling movement is also practicing their sport here and attending to world wrestling championships. And that is a great achievement since many years ago. No matter the political orientation, just the will about winning. That's what drive them all, and have been driven all the related generations here in this sport and many others ones. And others are blocked coaches like Juan Caballero on the left, who is now helping them all by coming here in late 2019 at the age of 75. mensaje como ex entrenador del equipo nacional de lucha libre en sus tiempos, ¿no? Y ex atleta y miembro de la tripulación de Cerro Pelado para las futuras generaciones que comienzan el camino de sendero en la lucha libre, por ejemplo, o en la lucha greco-romana del equipo nacional de Cuba y del mundo.
Tienen que amar el deporte, si no, no les va a gustar. Y después que usted ya se mete a estudiarlo, le va a gustar mucho.
Usted tuvo resultados